Hey, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. What up guys, this is Monkey Figure Reviews, and today I will be doing an unboxing on my first Treasure Cruise World Journey figure. It is the Volume 3 Crocodile. So I think Treasure Cruise is a One Piece mobile game. I don't play the game, so I can't share anything about the game itself. But this series, I guess, is something like a collaboration / promotion for the game. And obviously, this is Volume 3, so they are not the first figures to have come out. Before, we have the Romance Dawn trio, and also Sanji and his sister in Volume 2. And just a few days ago, it was announced more are coming out. Rebecca, Vivi, Ace and Marco in Volume 4 and 5. So it seems like the series is going on pretty strong. And probably why it appeals to people is that, you know, they put some of your favorite characters in really interesting outfits. I actually wanted to get Reiju, but when the actual product came out, it didn't look as good as the prototype, so I was quite disappointed in that. So far, this Crocodile seems like it's going to be alright, but let's see what we are going to get. Okay, so taking a look at the box, right at the front, you can see an image of the figure we are going to get, a series name, the character name, BANPRESTO and Bandai logos over there. This is the side view. I think this is to talk about some information of the game, and you also can see other two figures, Mihawk and Hancock, of this volume together. This is the other side, more photos of Crocodile, and this is the back. We have a full body image of the figure. Okay, and at the top we have our golden Toei sticker here to prove its authenticity. Alright, so it's brand new, it's sealed. Let's get unboxing. The figure comes in 6 pieces. We have the base, which looks like it's mandatory. We have the smoking pipe, really small and tiny. We have his right arm holding the umbrella over here, and we have his upper and lower half pieces. I have assembled the pieces of the figure, and this is how Crocodile looks like. It's a lot tougher than I thought, because the joints here and towards the base over here are really tight, so you just gotta really push them together. Another thing is the umbrella, the way it's designed, it's really weird. There's no proper joint, so it's just like a sort of like a hollow tube inside, and the rod, you just gotta push it through and make sure it holds. But also it's not a perfect fit, so I worry that in the long run it will just become loose and fall out. Hopefully it doesn't really happen. Let us take a closer look at the figure, starting from the face. And I gotta say, in terms of character likeness, it is pretty much on point. It is very well done. It captures the arrogance and smugness of Crocodile. From this angle, he's just kind of looking down on you and being annoyed at the same time. You can see his earrings on one side of that ear. His scar itself is not carved into the sculpt, so it's kind of printed on, similar to the paints of the eyebrows, the frown over here, and his eyes. This is the other side, and the mouth seems to be pretty well done too, compared to some of the recent figures. The main problem is the pipe here. It's made of this very weak and bendable material, and I'm not sure why they went with the decision, because when I was trying to put this into the hole over here, I was so afraid that I would break or damage the pipe. It's just like so weak and so difficult to push it in. And also in terms of the details, if you were to compare this to the image of the box, this is so much less detailed. The one on the box, you can distinctly see like 3 pieces, or rather 3 sections of the pipe, and this is just pretty much like a, you know, like the same circumference going through. So yeah, I guess if you want to be very critical about it, I think that's a problem. Alright, other than that, his hair looks to be pretty well done. This is the loose strand that actually connects as a separate piece, but you can't really tell. And from the back, just very sleek comb back. I don't see any finishing issues. I think based on some videos I've seen, some people got it worse in terms of the rough finishes, even around the chin, but mine it's pretty alright. And over here underneath the kimono, you can see this wraps around his body, so you can actually feel these lines because it's carved into the sculpt, and you can actually feel the varying depth. Also, a little bit of shading around this area, basically to show it's wrapping around his chest muscles. Other than that, the kimono itself looks pretty consistent in color, just that there are creases over here and over here. You can see for yourself. And over on this side, his left arm, his muscles, his back muscles over here, and some bandages over there. And this is the back part of the kimono, and you can see a little bit of this green sash is tied with a ribbon at the back. This is the umbrella he's holding, and if you were to look closely, you can see certain scratches around the umbrella. Not sure why they have left it like this in terms of finishing. I may be just unlucky here, so some people might have gotten a better one, but in terms of production quality wise, this should be better, because now it just looks damaged and dirty. At the end of the umbrella, you can see this green thing. It looks, actually over here the details looks pretty good. You can actually see, looks like, you know, traditional umbrella where it's sewed at the top. And also his right arm seems like he's wearing a wrist guard, pretty much black in color compared to the brown kimono. The other arm is basically his giant golden metal hook, and I gotta say, this one is actually pretty good. You can see some better damages, scratches over here, and not for this case, I'm pretty sure these are intentional, basically to show off the realistic hook, how it will actually look like. So, job well done. And for his bottom half, other than the sash around his waist, the kimono wise, the rest of the kimono, not a lot to talk about. Just some creases, but no shading across too. And of course, at the bottom, you can see he's wearing this very traditional looking sandals. Looks really good. Also, I'm not sure what you call this, like pants or I don't know, socks or whatever. Pants and socks. Yeah, but it just looks very, very traditional kind of outfit for a Japanese. And of course, the base itself is supposed to be, wooden planks, and they try to replicate the texture of it as much as possible. The height of this figure from the bottom to the top of his head, it's around 22 cm and around 8 3/4 inches. I have brought out some of my crocodile figures so you can do a little bit of height comparison. So over on the left hand side is the POP crocodile, and on the right hand side is the creator x creator sitting down crocodile. So obviously you can see over here, scale wise, this is definitely much smaller than the POP and a little bit close to the creator x creator, but I would say looking at this is probably just a little bit bigger in terms of scale, just a little bit bigger. Over here I have Crocodile with some of my similarly scaled figures. This is S Culture's Wedding Nami, this is Creator X Creator Zoro, and I think this is Grand Line Lady Perona. So they don't actually look that bad across the board if you were to place them together like this. Obviously they are from different series and you gotta know how to spot the scale if you are looking at a scale display like me. Alright guys, that's pretty much all I have for this figure. To sum it up, I really like him a lot. I think Crocodile here, in terms of character likeness, is well done. He looks badass, and definitely, in my opinion, the best out of the three in this volume. Mihawk himself, I think the face in the final product turned out to be a little bit too cute. Like, he looked a little bit too kiddish and cute. And for Hancock, the face is just completely off for me. I don't like that. So for me, Crocodile, badass. I might be biased, but everything, I think the overall presentation, the pose of the figure, he just looks the most cool. One thing I want to mention is, I don't think I've done before in this video, but if you were to look at the body, especially the bare body part, the plastic is very reflective. In fact, even from here, it's too reflective. Usually what that indicates is that the PVC material used for the figure is of not high quality. So essentially it's cheap. And what this make your figure looks is that it looks cheap, it looks like a bootleg. But back then, usually one of the factors we use to identify bootlegs is to look at the reflectiveness of the PVC on the figure. If it's very reflective and shiny, then you have to be suspect about the authenticity of your figure. But what I noticed recently is that there's a trend with BANPRESTO, and almost since Bandai Spirits took over with most of their figures, they have started to use cheaper PVC, and the end result just happens that all the figures now look a little bit bootlegish, a little bit like a fake. You don't really want that. Even you just compare this figure to the figures I brought out just now, just look at the shininess of the body. They all look very different from this guy over here, and it seems like they have done so for especially for the price figures and for the Ichiban Kuji. They have done so for quite a while now, and I don't really like it. I want to call them out in this video because honestly, I don't want my figures to look worse and worse. Okay, let me know what you guys think about my thoughts on this and also your opinion on this figure. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on new videos. And if you enjoy this video, do give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye.